Being human is so interesting when you understand about the laws of the universe, because you look at reality and you look at your what is, and it's unrecognizable to you because you have done the energy work, and through the energy work you have felt the shift in your vibration. You feel different, you feel the money, you feel everything, you feel the uncondition of everything that you want. And then when you look at reality, when you look at what is, you don't see what you want to see, and so what is really unrecognizable. And then it's either what is can be so unrecognizable, and so you don't really care about it. You're just like, you understand what is, you make peace with it, or you get mad at it, or you get confused, or you think that you get thrown off your track. You think you're doing something wrong. And to be fairly honest, it's not that you're doing anything wrong. It's just that all of reality is congealing around your now perspective right now. That's why your point of attraction is so strong. And things get really interesting when you really understand the uncondition of everything. You have to find the feeling of everything. When life causes you to ask for the desire in the moment, in that moment, the best thing to do is to look for those easy matches, is to feel for the vibrational frequency of it, is to get excited about it, is to think about it and get general about the feeling of it, and then be okay with the feeling of it and love the feeling of it and leave it there. For that is truly the joy of this whole entire experience. Because when you look at reality is very interesting, because the only way that the fastest way to get to where you want to go is by making peace with reality, is by making a list of positive aspects, is by looking at reality and seeing the pieces that you already have. Because when you look at reality and you talk about why you want what you want, and you realize that so much of what you want at a vibrational essence, at the core of the vibrational essence of all of your desires, at a core like perspective, you really have everything that you're looking for. You have the freedom the money would come, the money would give you. You have the freedom of this, you have the freedom of the art. You pretty much have everything that you're already looking for, but in a very base way. So when you have that conversation, when you're like, wait a second, when I talk about why I want it and I really feel the emotion of it, and then I realize that I have all these emotions already, I felt all these emotions already, I have the base of everything. It's like you have the foundation of the home, and then it will flesh out. You have the base of all of your desires right now in this now moment with you. And when you realize that, you're like, damn, I'm really doing a lot better than I thought that I was, because this is a vibrational world, and happiness truly is the reason why you want everything. And that's so hard to really understand as a human, because you have things that you have due deadlines, you have things that you need to pay for, you have things that you need to have yesterday, you need results, and we get that. But we also know that the reason why you want all those results is to be happy. And sometimes happiness is the weirdest thing in the world, because when you're happy, it doesn't feel productive. It really doesn't feel like anything is moving. It almost feels like, where is it? And so if you're doing something, if you're using your process and you don't see if you don't see the results of your manifestation, it's because what you're doing is not working. And there's only one reason why it's not working. It's because you're putting resistance on your trail. And usually the resistance comes from not seeing your desire in the reality. And then so you make up stories, you get confused, you're like, oh, this maybe is not meant for me. But when you talk about why you want it, and you get into that vibrational core, you really realize that your work isn't to tell the universe what you want, because the universe already did that for you. Your work truly is to talk yourself into it, to write about it, to do whatever you can so that when you do it, you feel good. That, or just forget about it. But sometimes your desires get so big that you just can't forget about it. And so we say, well, you have to drill them for the feeling. You have to feel your desire right now in this now moment. And the way that you do that is you talk about why you want it. That's the best way to do it. You talk about why you want it, you state it clearly, talk about why you want it, and talking about why you want it, you really get to the vibrational core. There truly is something so interesting that happens when you talk about the vibrational essence of your desire, because it becomes activated, and then you really realize, hey, I have all this stuff already lying around in my reality. And so you're on your way. So then you're this vibrational creature. Now the future tense desire, and this now moment, the vibrational gap is closed, and the physical gap will also close, meaning the manifestation will come it'll come really quick. And that's what we love that here. We love fast manifestation. And also happiness is just so fun, because that's the reason why I have everything. And if you talk to the ones who are really famous and the ones who really have everything that you want, they're the ones who will tell you that happiness is truly the best thing in the world. And that is the highest prize, because there's no degree, there's no amount of money, there's nothing that you can have to get happiness. You can either have happiness right now or not. Happiness is by virtue of the thought that you're thinking. It's not about how much you have. And so when you understand law of attraction, we just like, well, the rule of thumb is to always be as happy as you can be, always feel as good as you can, always feel as satisfied as you can. Because when you feel as satisfied as you can, then you really realize you really have a lot of what you're already looking for. Isn't that crazy? You have the vibrational essence of so much of what you're looking for. So our whole thing is, you really have no reason to be upset. You have no reason to be pissed off. You have no reason to be mad at yourself. You have no reason to, at any moment, to sit around and be like, damn, nothing is going well for me. Like I've been sitting in the same position for years. I've been living the same day all the time. That's not the conversation that we would be having, because when we look at you, we see you in the fullness of everything that you want. And we're like, hey, you literally have so much of what you're already looking for, because when you talk about why you want it, and then you realize that the vibrational essence of this desire is seen in so many things that you already have, then you really realize that, oh my god, I'm not only satisfied, but I can have this desire, because my desire now will just be the next logical step. It doesn't feel like a big pipe dream thing. It feels natural, because when I talk about the vibrational essence, when I realize that the reason why I want this big ass fortune is for money, and why do I want it? And the feeling of that is for the freedom of them. I want the dollars for the freedom it will give me, because I can travel, I can go around the world. And when I talk about that and I really feel the freedom of it, because I'm like, yeah, freedom just feels good, feels fun. I just love freedom. I love being free. I love just going outside, and everything's on my time and my dime, and it's all up to me. The decisions are up to me, and I love that. I love that question of like, what will make me feel good? What's satisfying to me? I love that question, because I love all the answers that I always find that are always changing. And I realize, where do I feel freedom in my life already? Freedom of music. There's so much music out there for me. I can always listen to music. Music doesn't feel like something that's also out of touch. It's so abundant in the universe. What else do I have so much freedom of? Air. There's so much air for me to have. There's so much water for me to have. There's so much comfort. My bed is so comfy. And then you're like, damn, you get in this place of kind of knowing, and it's pure. Because you're like, yeah, like, it's almost confusing, because it's not confusing. It's just like, well, if I already have this, like, I already have so much of what I'm already looking for. So I'm excited for my money, because now I realize so much of so you're in this place of vibrational alignment, because it's like, do you want to create something for other people to see, or do you want to create something because when you create it, you're in alignment and you like that? So is the art for the sake of alignment, or is the art for the sake of selling it? And someone will say, well, the art is for the sake of selling it, because I can't just be an artist and create. But what we're saying is that if you're the artist who creates for the alignment is what gets you everything. And so someone will look at you and be like, well, does that mean that you're against action? It's like, not really. I just get in the vortex and I just live a life of inspired action. That means I don't do things that I don't want to do, because when I do things that I don't want to do, I'm not in the vortex. But when I stay in the vortex, I'm inspired to action, because I love action. I love moving my body. I love having an idea. I love moving from point A to point B. But it's not all that I'm worried about. And it's all just so fun. Everything is so fun. And it's okay to have resistance. It's okay, because we can't run away from contrast. It's not about running away from contrast, because there's a tipping point, and you don't even have to be happy all the time. The master understands that contrast is not something that you can run away from, and it's not something that you want to run away from. The only thing you can control is your reaction to contrast. When you realize that contrast is not the indictment on the creator that you are, it's truly just an indicator. And you realize, hey, as a result of this indicator, I put what I want in the vortex, and the vortex will deal it will deal with it all. And so it's really just about feeling your desire right now. It's not feeling your desire right now, because the more you feel, the more practice you get in that frequency, the more momentum you get, and the more stronger your receiving mode becomes, and the more ideas you start to get, and the more results you start to get. Because friends, what you want already exists, and so you can't doubt now, because you do want someone out there who's telling you, hey, all this is gonna work out. You want someone who's down the line who's telling you, hey, it's all gonna work out. I saw your future. I know exactly how it's gonna work out. Keep doing what you're doing. But that's just conditional. You're always need that person to keep telling you what to do. You have guidance. You have to believe it before you see it. For that is what makes the big things come. And so we're telling you, you have so much of what you're already looking for. You're going along the right path. And so keep going. Enjoy your life. Enjoy the happiness. Enjoy the prize. You know something that not a lot of people do. You know that it's all about happiness. You have happiness. And you have so much of what you're already looking for. And it's so funny, because you have so much of what you're looking for. Life is amazing here on planet Earth.